And many Democrats will oppose any extension of Title 42 and certainly won't like any efforts at expedited removal. But the hope is that this duo of senators, Tillis and Sinema, who've had a track record of success on other bipartisan efforts, can do it here, including, by the way, some of the most controversial, like on guns, religious freedom, same-sex marriage. It still feels like it's going to be tough for them to get it over the finish line. Joining me now is the former associate White House counsel under President Trump, who helped draft Title 42, Mailman, and former acting director of ICE under Obama, John Sandweg. Thank you both very much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so May, let me start with you. Do you support this bipartisan legislation?
So I don't, and it's not just for the reasons I think that Fox News would give, which is that the giveaways are too much. For me, it's that you're not getting anything really, or as much as you should, because you can pay these Border Patrol agents all you want. The problem is that they're not being allowed to do their job. So it's not that they don't have enough resources right now. It's that they're sitting and they feel frustrated because they actually can't enforce the laws that are on the books because of the Biden administration's policy. So money is not going to fix that problem. And then on Title 42, my first question is whether it's Title 42 that the Trump administration used, which did apply to children, or whether it's the sort of new Title 42, which doesn't apply to children and Haitians and a bunch of other groups. So if it's weak Title 42, then you're really not getting anything. And plus, yeah.
But I was just going to say, look, what aspect of Title 42 is this something that could be negotiated, right? But when you say the money's not going to do anything, that is basically saying, no, I'm never going to support this. And that does feel like, you know, you can't, on the one hand, complain about border enforcement and then say, I'm not going to do anything realistic to fix it, because you know you're not going to get exactly what you want. So why not offer a compromise?
No, I think there should be a compromise, but the compromise that I would be looking for are legal fixes. So the credible fear bar at the border, or potentially just like we have a cap on refugees, having a cap on asylees. So these things do not cost money, but they are, I think, logical ways to stem the crisis at the border.
And John, let me go to you, because I know that if there weren't money, people would be saying, where's the money? It just seems like no matter what you do, you can never get solutions that fix the border. And look, I get that this is imperfect. Every compromise is. It just seems to me that at some point, we need to say our border is a big enough problem that we better do anything we can. And this feels to me like about as good as we're going to get. But look, you were acting director of ICE. You would certainly know from the field.
I think this is a pretty good deal all in all. Look, I understand the devil's in the details. The Democrats are really panicked about the Title 42. It's been a source of extreme frustration. Even if you argue it's a more limited version under President Biden, there's deep frustration at the Biden administration for continuing it. That said, this is a tremendous amount of money. The Republicans ran on this platform of we need to do more to do for border security. We need to stop fentanyl from coming into the United States. $15 to $20 billion would do a lot for that. I've repeatedly said we need a surge of immigration judges. I don't think we need to change our laws or eliminate the welcome mat for people fleeing persecution. We just need to resource the system effectively. But look, the problem is the same thing, Dan, that we've seen time and time again. We have a deal that works, that requires a little bit of gritting your teeth on both sides, and we just can't get over the finish line. We've been at this for 20 years now, and nothing has been done.
Right, and you just heard me talking to Chris Cuomo about it, who thought there was more than a 50% chance. I would think there's much less than a 50% chance, because I think the political extremes of both sides are going to make sure that it doesn't pass. And that is incredibly frustrating, and I believe that those of us in the political middle should be saying no, should be standing up and saying, I get it. It's not perfect. I get that there are aspects of this that you don't like, but this is for now and probably for the next, 2 to 4 years, the best that we're going to get. And as a result, that's going to have to be better than where we are today. And I understand that that doesn't win in the political outrage machines. It doesn't win on cable news primetime. But it's got to work for the country. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.